in high school, sophomore year, French class, 7:30 in the morning. The night before, I was up all night doing homework and studying for classes that I actually cared about. So as I sat there, dying of exhaustion, my buddy next to me opens up his backpack, pulls out this Monster energy drink. And he's like, "Hey man, you really look like you could use some help. Here you go." Now keep in mind that I had never drank an energy drink before this moment in my life. I never even drank a cup of coffee. But I was like, you know what? Can't be that bad. So I downed it, and within minutes, my brain was reactivated. My energy levels were up, and I felt aware and alert of everything. And it was all great up until about the 15-minute mark. Because up until the 15-minute mark, my heart started beating really, really fast, and it wouldn't stop. Like my heart rate just kept going up with each passing minute. And it got so bad, it got to the point where I felt like I just sprinted a mile. And it wasn't just the energy drink that made me feel that way, but it was all the caffeine inside of it. And I wasn't aware of my tolerance to caffeine, and that's what made me panic and nearly get a heart attack. So caffeine is known as the world's most distributed, unregulated, and legal drug out there. Next one. Now today I will be discussing what exactly caffeine is, because according to the United States Department of Agriculture, about 90% of Americans consume caffeine at one point during the day, whether it be through coffee, energy drinks, tea, soda, or other food products. So for you to have a better grasp on what exactly it is you're consuming when you're downing that energy drink or that cup of coffee, I'm going to be talking about what exactly caffeine is and its origins. And after that, I'm going to break down on how exactly the body utilizes caffeine. And then we'll talk about some beneficial and consequential effects of caffeine consumption. So to start off, caffeine is actually a natural crystallized powder, which you see here. It is not cocaine, it is actually caffeine. It's naturally found in plants and fruits. It serves as a natural pesticide. Go ahead and go to the next one. It is considered a drug because it actually alters the mental state of the individual that consumes it. It's very toxic at high levels of consumption. It's very, very bitter in its powdered state. Also, Dr. Bibb of the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center, Dr. Bibb states that caffeine actually holds traits that are similarly addictive to that of heroin and cocaine. And as he says here, it is very abundant in what we eat and drink today. Next slide. Next one. Now here we have the caffeine molecule. So now that I've told you a little bit about caffeine, I'm going to show you how exactly your body utilizes it. Here we have the caffeine molecule, and here is its chemical compound. And then, I'm just going to say go, and then I'm going to just tell you to pause. Now in the brain, you have an enzyme called adenosine. And also in your brain, you have adenosine receptors. Adenosine binds to adenosine receptors to slow down neurological activity. Go ahead and play it. Just click. Yeah. Which this video will show. Pause. Here are the adenosine receptors here, and here is adenosine. Now go ahead and play. Here is the neuron, and here are the signals. And as soon as the adenosine binds to the adenosine receptors, the neurological activity starts slowing down. Now go ahead and pause. Now the funny thing about caffeine is, caffeine in its chemical compound looks exactly like adenosine. So as soon as the adenosine receptors see the caffeine, go ahead and play it, they start binding to them. But instead of slowing down neurological activity, as seen here, it's starting to increase. As you see there. So go ahead and go to the next slide. Now, in effect, the pituitary gland here in your brain senses all this increased neurological activity, and it starts releasing hormones which go down to your adrenal glands right above your kidney. The adrenal glands open up, and adrenaline is opened and flowing through your body, which gives you that increase blood pressure, that increase heart rate, your pupils start dilating, your muscles start tensing up, which are similar, effects of caffeine. So that's exactly how your body actually utilizes caffeine. So now we're going to talk about a couple of beneficial and consequential effects of caffeine consumption. Now just be aware, these are all based on case studies. Nothing has been finalized, but these are all just research and data. Go ahead. A couple benefits of caffeine. The Bird Institute of Alzheimer's actually injected mice with pure caffeine and found that they were immune to Alzheimer's disease. So there is a little bit of propaganda about caffeine preventing Alzheimer's. It increases metabolism, wards off drowsiness, as you may know, promotes alertness. The Harvard University actually found through data that 80% of regular caffeine consumers were 80% more likely to not develop Parkinson's disease. It's also been treated with asthma, headaches, and boosts moods, and increases memory. So those are a couple of benefits to it. Consequences of caffeine: irregular heart rates and anxiety. You are more prone to headaches, insomnia, and restlessness. Once you drink some caffeine, you might not be able to go to sleep right away. As I said earlier, it has addictive traits, increased blood pressure, toxic at high levels. It is also prone to make you have digestive problems, and it has also been accused of causing birth defects and premature births. So today I have informed you a little bit more on what exactly caffeine is. I then took you step by step on how caffeine affects the brain and the body. And finally, we talked about brief benefits and consequences of caffeine consumption. So next time you're downing that Monster Energy drink or that gallon of coffee every morning, just be aware of your body's caffeine tolerance, because you do not want to end up having a heart attack or near heart attack as I did. Just make sure you know what exactly you are eating or ingesting. Thank you very much, guys.